Good Sunday afternoon, YouTube. How you guys doing today, honey? I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. So I want to pop on a little bit and talk a little bit about shadow work. Now, shadow work, when I mention shadow work, a lot of us don't realize that we all have a shadow self, and I'm going to explain to you what a shadow self is. Some people call it the lower self. They'll say you got a lower self and a higher self. Um, and also some people call this the shadow self, and the shadow self. Hey, Mika, how you doing? The shadow self is that part of yourself that you try to bury. Your shadow self may have been hurt at one point in time, may have encountered some type of trauma. Your shadow self is that part of you that you want to hide from the world, that you don't want the world to see. Just stuff like anger or selfishness or greed or jealousy or envy. All of that stuff you want to keep hidden from the world. That you are feeding those types of. Hey Tanya, how you doing? Feeding those types of energies, pointed into your shadow self. And the reason why I want to talk about healing the shadow self today in particular, is because that which you feed, that part of yourself that you feed, that is the self that will grow. And the harder you try to hide that shadow self, the more that it can sabotage your life, actually. It could cause you to have failed relationships. It could cause you to be a procrastinator. It could cause you to self sabotage. But before, we talk about this, go any deeper. And I want to talk about, child, let me be petty for a minute, okay? Just real fast, because I find it very interesting. So, I did a video the other day, a live stream, and many of you, a couple of you, I know Tanya and Mika might have been on there. Hey, Dorothy. Um, where I was talking about Kanye West, right? And all the stuff that he's going through. There were upwards of over 100 people in that chat, the other day, and I was trying to figure out why are there over 100 people in this chat. Everybody's not interested in Kanye West because we know that here in this part of YouTube that the when you get a lot of views when you are beefing with somebody or speaking ill against another content creator, doxing a content creator, all of that dysfunction and disorder, and that is when you get a lot of views. So I'm talking about Kanye West. This is entertainment news. Why do I have 100 people twerking in my chat? And then I got to thinking after I got offline. I said, you know what? Somebody done said something about the Oracle Child or something, and people were wondering if I was going to respond. And I was like, well, I appreciate them coming over. Maybe hopefully they enjoyed my entertainment news, but I didn't hear whatever was said about me because I haven't been entertaining any of these people's chats because if I don't go listen to the videos, I'm not entertaining that type of blood sucking energy, and I won't want to you know, dissolve myself into my lower self. Now if you have been listening to me at any point in time, you know that I embrace my higher self as well as my lower self. I have balance. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't apologize for anything, especially on YouTube, about anything that I have done in my life because YouTube does not owe me anything and I don't owe anybody on YouTube anything, especially as it pertains to my life. So I really don't care what you think. And for that reason, a lot of people get upset. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate. But yeah, there had to be something that had been said. So anyway, after I realized why these 100 people was in my chat, I said, well, because like I said, I haven't been listening to these types of channels. I listen to channels like, the entertainment news channels, because we've been talking about entertainment news, right? Impressive, like a lovely tea or a, and I very rarely listen to that thing. Okay, just let me say, or a uh whoever else, daytime tea time, toxic diamond, just the entertainment, blogger channels, right? I've been immersing myself into that tea because there's a lot of stuff going on. Just see what happened with Kanye today, but anyway, so like I said, well, let me go look at some of these old videos of people that I may have had beef with after I left the beef sector. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it really wasn't beef to me. It's just like I'm telling the truth. So I listened to one video from a very unfortunate soul. And on that video, I heard them calling one of their cohorts Oracle. I said, oh, she an Oracle now? I ain't making it happen, Manny. And hey, Jen, if I hadn't said it, Dorothy. I know I spoke to Tanya and Mika. But anyway, I was like, oh, they calling her Orca now? Interesting. Okay. So then, okay, so I still didn't figure out, what somebody had said prior to there be 100 people in my chat when I was talking about you about the shadow work talk. Yeah, we're gonna get to it in a minute, baby. Just give me a minute, okay? And and so I still couldn't find anything, hey, Snazzy Girl, that they had said of late, right? But I tried it. I'm thinking, clearly somebody said something, and I didn't, because I didn't hear it. That's why I didn't respond, but the people thought I heard it, so that's why they was twerking in my chat, right? So anyway, I went to a video of a male content creator, real messy, he-man, woman hater, whatnot. And on that video, it was a live stream. He called the guy that he was, interacting with on the live stream. He called him the oracle. I'm like, well, dang. Okay. Well, since we have so many oracles, all of a sudden in this sector, because when people really fear what you have to say, they are really fearing the fact that you are revealing something about their shadow self. And so, and because they want you to not talk about that which they try to hide, they will try to do stuff like dox you and all of this and all of that, right? And that is why, like I said, since we got so many oracles around here, that is the reason why we're going to talk about doing a little shadow work today, okay? So that you can heal yourself, so you won't have to be worried about what the oracle is going to say about you, which is not going to say anything about any of them anymore, because I simply do not listen to them, and I can't always dwell in my lower self, because a lot of these people that do a lot of this nonsense like doxing and trying to orchestrate beef even when you're not talking about them anymore, these people are simply, I be wondering how many clicks and views and beefs does it take to make a troll? Okay? Because so you got whole channels that say they only deal with content, and they deal with other type of subjects, but then they talk around to the other channel, and all they doing is dealing with mess, which means you are simply a troll. You say you don't dox people, but you're really doxing people. That's what you're doing, but you try to justify it, because you have fed your lower self to the point to where it is something that you simply cannot overcome. If you didn't have a base, it would be unfortunate. Okay. So I'm just saying. So anyway, like I said, since we have so many oracles going floating around in the sector right here, in particular, men and women, and they since they want to try to devalue the fact that I am the oracle, okay, and we all know this, let's talk about a little shadow work, okay? So anyway, that coupled with the fact that I don't know what they said, because I couldn't find it, but I tried and I just wanted to hear it because I'm sure it was laughable, but I wasn't going to respond anyway because I don't pay no attention to them no more. And just let me add, while I was surfing through those channels, my energy was, I could just feel the energy draining out of my body. And that is another reason why I don't entertain these. I heard somebody say on a video one time that somebody clapped back at me and I got scared and that's why I didn't respond and all this and all that. I'm thinking, do they really think that me, the oracle, is going to fall for some nonsense like that? You simply want me to talk about the content creator that you're obsessing over so that you can get your whole life while I'm, sounds like an oracle convention, right? You like it when people talk about people that you say you don't like, but you're really a fan of these people. So when I'm just simply I'm going by what I see on the screen because I am the oracle, and I don't have to dox you to know what's going on with your aura. Okay, I don't know. I don't have to dox you to realize, from whence you're getting your energy. And like I said, a lot of people are bloodsuckers. Okay, they want you to continue to talk about them, or whether it's to steal your energy, or whether it's to keep mentioning the channel so that people keep coming to their channel, to see, what they have to say in response to something that you have said, you know what I mean? All of this and all that. And then of course, you got those people that are so, used to dealing with drama that they can't see anything past the drama, even when they want to deny to themselves that they only want to hear drama. Do you see what I'm saying? You got those people. You got a lot of stuff going around. So anyway, but like I said, since we have so many articles as of late, in this little sector of YouTube right here, let's talk some shadow work. Okay, so maybe they can add something to the conversation that is actually going to help somebody with with dealing with their shadow self, because like I said, we got so many oracles around here all of a sudden. And oh, by the way, before I get off of this subject, when I stop talking about certain people, it is not because you dox me. It is not I'm going because you try to paint a picture that I am afraid to say something because it's something that I don't want exposed about me. Here's the thing. When you deal with the shadow self and you make peace with it, when you deal with your nader, whatever you want to call it, your nadir, okay? When you deal with that part of yourself, you grow. And you don't have to be scared or afraid of anything that people that you don't know have to say about you on the internet. But like I said, how many clicks and views and beefs and doxing does it take to create a troll? Because a lot of these people have fed their lower selves on this YouTube and other platforms. You got people beefing across platforms. They go from one platform to another platform, feeding their lower selves, by feeding them beef. Okay, because too much beef, guess what? Too much beef, it'll clog your arteries and give you a heart attack. Okay, especially when you don't have enough sense to turn it away. I have seen a lot of content creators that have turned into literal trolls. Okay, because they simply was not built or strong enough to walk away. All right, so you have to ask yourself: is this oracle really afraid? Or does she simply not want to feed the energy vampires? Is she simply not willing to let them suck her dry and promote their channel? You have to ask yourself that. Who's really the stronger of the pair? Okay? I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to start. Let's talk about shadow work, all right? I'm not going to go no further with that, all right? Anyway, like I said, the other thing I want to talk about at the top of the video, I mentioned that we're going to talk about the shadow self. Okay, some people might call the shadow self your lower self, but what as opposed to your higher self, whatever self you choose to feed the most is a self that you will become. Okay, is the self that you will start to exude. Okay, now like I said, when you're dealing with the shadow self, you could have a shadow self is a part of you, like I said earlier, that you don't want anybody to see. You may have been hurt, and because you have been hurt all the way down to your essence, to your core, to your soul, you have set that sort of hurt aside because you are for whatever reason you are embarrassed by the fact that you were hurt, even though you were the victim. You are or either you're so hurt that you want to lock it away inside yourself and you don't want to deal with it. And when you have been hurt, for instance, or some type of trauma, and you try to lock it away or push it down further and further into yourself, you can start to feed that thing will start to feed you actually, and you will become bitter. Now we have a lot of bitter birds, male and female, online in particular. Online is so mean, it's so vicious. It's like everybody is, partaking in their shadow selves, or in their lower selves. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even realize that they are putting forth their shadow self or their lower self to the world, even though they try to hide it, even though they're embarrassed about it, even though they're insecure about their shadow self. They try to hide it behind beefs, or smart snide comments, or very rude videos, coming at people that really ain't coming at you. Even when you're trying to say something positive, somebody always got something negative to say, because your whatever it was that you were saying, your commentary was so upbeat. They were so offended. Their shadow self was offended by the fact that you had the gall to be happy on the internet. The shadow self didn't appreciate that. Okay, you have a lot of energy vampire that have been made energy vampires because of the shadow self, because they fed the shadow self so long that they have become the shadow self. The light in you is now dead. People say, some people call it, they say you let your heart turn black. You know what I mean? That's what people will coin that as a term. You know what I'm saying? But all that is your shadow self telling you that you are not worthy of love. You are not worthy of peace, happiness, or joy. Do you see what I'm saying? You are not worthy of being comfortable in your own skin. So you see a lot of bitterness that is exuded, on these internet streets, and a lot of people don't know why. But how, if you are someone that is tired of your shadow self controlling you, how do you get out of there? How do you crawl out from up under your lower self, because you fed it so long it's gotten fat on your despair, and it's pretty much suffocating your higher self. You find yourself every day bogged down by bitter feelings, ill intentions, online or offline. It is because you allow your shadow self to take over. It is turning your heart black. It is destroying your light. And, it's really unfortunate. Hey, Sherry Richardson from New Jersey, it's really unfortunate, when that happens. And so I wanted to talk about one thing in particular real quick, because I didn't want to hold you guys too long. Uh, in particular, I'm trying to cook my dinner, child, okay? I decided I want to fix some food today. Even though it's hot outside, I want to cook a Sunday dinner. But anyway, I want to come on and talk about this. So one thing that we've talked about different types of trauma before. I think a little while ago I may have did a video on wound trauma, WOMB, womb trauma. I believe it was a while ago. You know what I mean? But I remember doing it, and I don't know if that video is still on or not. But it was quite a lengthy video, very good video. Go find it and check it out. And we're dealing with womb trauma, female trauma in particular. So the shadow self, shadow work can pertain to, it goes for male or female. Do you see what I'm saying? Either way. So one thing that you can do is you can try to, I don't like to use this other word, so I'm gonna use meditation. Okay, you could use a couple of objects, and you can channel your shadow self, and you start to. The goal is, when you're channeling your shadow self, the goal is to embrace your shadow self. It is to embrace your lower self. It is trying to mold it together with your positive self. Do you see what I'm saying? So that you will have a different outcome. Because I don't know if I said it earlier, but if you let your shadow self grow and grow and grow inside of you, your heart will get darker and darker until your shadow self will take over, and it will actually start to sabotage you, your relationships, your job, just everything, your how you, relate to family members. Like, it will just consume you, with this darkness, to the point to where you're only dark. You've pushed everybody away. You really can't be successful in any, thing that you're doing in your life, because your shadow self, your lower self has consumed you. So one thing that um, I tell a lot of people to do when they're trying to combat this shadow self is that, I don't know if you guys, I am a firm believer in candle work, if you will. I don't have these videos a lot, because I always get crazy questions under the videos, and it's just like a lot going on. There's a whole section for that. Okay. But I don't do that sort of thing. I don't deal with the tarot cards, and there's nothing wrong with it. I've elevated higher than that. I don't deal with the tarot cards. I have them as on the thumbnail for a reason, by the way, and I have them on the thumbnail for the last three cards going towards your right of the screen. Those last three cards, those last three cards. Do you see what I'm saying? Are the ones that I like. But anyway, I don't deal with that. Uh, I've grown past that. You know what I mean? But anyway, what was I? Oh, a little thing about shadow work. This is one thing that you can do to try to, you know, embrace your shadow self or your lower self. What you want to do first, and like I said, I love candle work. I love candle work because I love candle work because it allows you to meditate. It's a source of meditation. As and particularly as melanated people, we have the capacity or the ability to transcend time. I know have we can go interdimensional. You can meditate yourself out of your body. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why I love meditation. I love meditation. So anyway, I want to give you guys a little something, real simple that you can do. You have a lot of people, a lot of black people that are very suspicious of a lot of things, if you will, real scary, because they believe, in the King James version of the Bible and all of that warding off that they tell you to do. They have you damn near scared to breathe, okay? But but it ain't never gotta be all that. Okay, you don't never have to be afraid of nature, and you should never be afraid of yourself. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about a little shadow work. All right. So the first thing that you could do when you're wanting to, heal yourself or your shadow self, or not even heal yourself, embrace your shadow self, because you want to embrace it. You don't want to hide it anymore. You don't want to try to tamp it down. You don't want to try to make it go away, because it is a part of yourself. It is a much needed part of yourself. But what you want to do is to be able to be. You don't want your shadow self to rule over you. You don't want it to be the light. You don't want it to suck your very essence, your very positive essence up out of you. You don't want it to do that. Hey, Jessica Truth, how you doing? You never want your shadow self to be able to rule over you, right? So one thing that you can do when you start to embrace your shadow self, when you want to bring your shadow self forth into the light, as a matter of fact, you can get and like I said, I like candles. I love candles. Okay, there are certain hundreds and hundreds of different types of special candles that have been created for special occasions, if you will. Hey, Brand Girl, I tried to call you about 3 times, so I'm glad you clicked on the live, girl. Anyway, y'all, Brandy, I know I'm getting old because Brandy won't pick up the phone sometime, and then she'll be upset with me, y'all, because she didn't, because I didn't tell her when I was going live. But she missed the T at the top of the video, didn't she? But anyway, move right along. So what you want to do when you want to start to embrace your shadow self, embrace some of the stuff that you want to hide from the world, heal some of the trauma that has caused you to rely too much on your shadow self. Do you see what I'm saying? What you want to do, you can do, is you can get you something called a peace and tranquility candle. Okay, and a lot of you may be familiar with candles and the power of candles. I know I always give Brandy peace and tranquility candles. You can answer that. And she like to put the candles around her bath at night. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, she had to tell you what that does for her. But, yeah, I give her these little blue and white peace and tranquility candles. She really likes them, right? So, anyway, you get yourself a peace and tranquility candle, and you want to dress that peace and hey, A class, and you want to dress that peace and tranquility candle with some peace oil. Okay, you want, and what I mean by dressing the candle is simply pouring the peace oil at let's say you got a candle that's in a glass enclosure. You just simply pour that peace oil on top of that candle, or say you have a candle that's not in a glass enclosure. You just simply take the oil in your hand and you rub it up and down the candle. Do some that is called dressing a candle. Okay. And you're welcome, Nikki. And after you do that, you find a safe place. for your candle. And what I mean by a safe place in your home. Okay, and what I mean by that is you find the place that where you feel most safe at in your home. You know, a lot of people feel safe in their bathroom, for instance. You may feel safe in a closet. A lot of, black folks, especially older black folks, they had something they used to call a prayer closet. And when they used to have a prayer closet is because that was the one special place, the one room in the house where they would feel closest to God. They would feel safe. They would feel God's presence. Do you see what I'm saying? So you find yourself a safe space, a safe place, somewhere where you feel safe in your home. Do you see what I'm saying? Your mode that makes you the place that makes you feel, the most loved in your home, or the warmest place, where you feel the most warmth and comfort in your home. So you take your candle there after you dressed it, and you sit it in your safe place. Okay. Now you don't want to light your candle right away. What you want to do? Oh, and also, just on a little side work. Now I don't want to jump the gun here. There is something that you can do in the way of paperwork as well, but I don't know if I. Let's stick to the calendar work, okay? Because paperwork is a whole different thing. But let me do the paperwork a little bit. This is what you can do before you. Now, still, you're just dressing your candle. Can you tell where to get them, or is there a site I can check them? There are. Just Google it. Google. Like sacred candles or something. I don't know what you would Google for that. Google prayer candles or something like that, Sherry. I don't know. You asked me something, I expect you to ask me. Hello, everyone. I am late, so I cannot do the haze. Everyone. Yeah, you are late, Brandy. Oh, yes, you are. But anyway, okay. Before you light your candle, after you dress your candle, if you want to, you have a lot of people that like to make lists, or do journals or something like that, right? Do you have, you've got a lot of people like to make the do's and don't list, the things that you love about yourself, as opposed to the things that you don't love about yourself, the things that you want to change, you know what I mean? All the things about your lower self or your shadow self that you don't like, those inner feelings of, envy or insecurity, or whatever type of negative energy that you want to bring out of you or draw away from you, that you've drawn into your lower self, that you've been feeding forever. You write that on the list on one side. You get you a piece of notebook paper, divided into four halves. Okay, fold it into four halves. Unfold the four halves of the paper, and on the right side of the paper, put your don'ts, the stuff you don't like about yourself. On the left side of the paper, put the do's, the things you do like about yourself. And after you've done that, you want to fold it up again, fold the four corners up again, fold them in half, and place them under the candle. Whatever your candle, like I said, if you don't have a glass enclosed candle, if it's a candle that's in the glass, you sit it up under the candle. If you're using a candle holder, sit your your paper, your do's and your don't list up under the candle holder and stuff, right? And so, like I said, before you after you dress your candle, and before you light the wick to the candle, you put it in your safe place. You wanna set the candle down in your safe place, and then you want to sit down in front, or kneel down, whichever way you want to do it, in front of the candle. Okay, and you also want to have yourself in a really relaxed state before you light the candle. Do you see what I'm saying? So you relax your arms, try to let go of your stress. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out, to put yourself in a relaxed state of mind. Don't feel afraid of the candle, or don't feel afraid, to embrace those feelings, to bring those feelings of hurt if you have been hurt to the surface. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to be relaxed. You're still sitting in the candle. You haven't lit the wick yet, because you are still relaxed. And you put your paper, if you use your paper, up under the candle. Do you see what I'm saying? And you're now sitting in front of it. Also, if you want to, I know some people like crystals. You also may want to, after you sit your candle down, after you dress your candle, put your piece of paper up under there. You might, if you got a piece of rose quartz, for positive energy, you might want to put a piece of rose quartz a crystal in front of your candle as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, while you're sitting in front of your candle, you can also do that. There are a whole lot of things, but what you're wanting to do is create a space that is so positive and so warm and so welcoming that you will be able to, embrace your shadow self. Like I said, you don't want to ever try to do away with a whole part of yourself. We all have good and bad in us. You see what I'm saying? But the trick is to embrace the bad, to meld it into the good, so that you can have a positive outcome, because we know that in this world we live in a cruel world. Okay, you can't run around thinking that it's always gonna be hearts and daisies. In this world, you can't go around thinking that life is fair, because life is not fair, and the world don't owe you nothing. Okay, and a lot of the times your shadow self is your self that protects you. Do you see what I'm saying? But like I said, you never wanted to rule you. You never want to make you feel embarrassed about anything. Do you see? Especially by some type of trauma that is not your fault in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, after we done all that, we got our items together. We're feeling relaxed. We rolled our shoulders back. We've stretched. We've done whatever we got to do. You are now going to light your candle. Do you see? It would be nice if you could light your candle with some stick matches the charcoal. Do you see what I'm saying? Is a good those charcoal candles. The old ones with the wood and the charcoal at the top. It would be good if you could light your candle, your peace and tranquility candle with a match. But if you don't have a match, that's okay too. Do you see what I'm saying? But light your candle. While you're in front of your candle, you now want to start to meditate. Do you see what I'm saying? Meditate on that thing that you have fed to your shadow self more. Close your eyes. Don't say anything out of your mouth. You're just going to, simply meditate inside of you on this. And you want to forgive your shadow self. You want to forgive that trauma. You want to forgive that hurt. You want to let that shadow self know that it's okay. I don't need you to protect me anymore. You are now as well. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of peace. Do you see what I'm saying? And you want to pour all of that energy, the good and the bad, the high and the low. You want to pour that into your candle. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to meditate that into your candle, into your candle. I'm sorry about that. You want to meditate on that, and like I said, you tell yourself that you are worthy. You don't have to, depend on your shadow self so much anymore. You want to introduce your lower self to your higher self. Do you see what I'm saying? So that you could be an immovable object. All of these things you are doing in an effort to heal yourself, in an effort to not let your shadow self, that which is low, consume and control you. Do you see what I'm saying? All of these things that you want to do, and you meditate for as long as you want to meditate. And when you start to feel better, and you start to, feel yourself loosen up, feel yourself in a sense, in a situation where you feel peace and joy and confidence and love. And I'm talking about love for oneself, because you really have to embrace the love that you have for yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? After you've done all of that and you're feeling better, do you see what I'm saying? Don't burn your candle out. Don't burn your candle out. Do you see what I'm saying? What you want to do is get up, put your candle, as well as your paper. If you did the paper, put your paper and your candle into the center of your room, into the room, the center of your house. I mean, set it somewhere safe. You don't want to catch something on fire. Okay, and thank you, Brand. Set it and let the candle, just let it burn through your house, or your tranquility candle with your peace oil. Just let it burn until it's burned out. Now, when it's almost burned out, when there's just really just only liquid candle, what do you do with that? What do you do with your paper? Because your paper's up under there, your candle's burnt out. But before your wick goes out on your candle, what you want to do is go to a sink or somewhere safe, okay? And you want to take your paper and make sure it's somewhere where you can catch the ash from the paper. because you want it in one container. What you do is you set that paper on fire until the do's and the don'ts. You set that paper afire. You take the ashes as well as the candle, the candle residue and all that. When the candle's already burnt, the wick is burnt down, it's gone out. You take all of that. Do you see what I'm saying? And you take it to a place where there is moving water. And I ain't talking about in your house. I ain't talking about the toilet. Okay? You take a place to where there's moving water like a stream or something of that nature. And you just pray positivity over, the remnants of your shadow work, and you just let it go into that water. Do you see what I'm saying? You just washing it all away. And you also want to keep, though, however, you want to keep your rose quartz close to you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because your rose quartz is everything that is positive that has come out of your shadow work. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, river, lake, ocean, any form of running, streaming water. You know what I mean? Not like a pond. A pond is not a good source because it really doesn't go anywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? But a source of running water. So anyway, that is one thing that you could do. That is one little piece of shadow work to do, so that you could bring yourself a sense of, joy and peace. Because peace is priceless. Your inner peace is priceless. And joy, your joy is priceless. Do you see what I'm saying? There's not amount of money in the world that can, stand in the place of true joy and true peace and true love that you have for yourself. And so I wanted to bring that to you guys because I haven't did a video like this in a while. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this information, please hit the one to let me know. Please hit the one if you would like me to do more of these types of videos because I haven't did a spirituality video in a while. Do you see what I'm saying? But I also want to do this video today because, like I said, there seems to be an onslaught of, thank you, Brand, of several oracles running around in this space. Several people calling themselves oracle, now. You know what I mean? And I've never even told anybody, thanks, y'all, thanks for the love. I've never even told anybody why I call myself oracle. But I do think that a lot of people are assuming. But if I ever really, thank you, Tanya, but if I ever, Snazzy Girl, all of y'all, thank y'all. But if I ever really told you why I call myself the Oracle, you'll find it quite fascinating. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Much thank you. Thank you. And I hope that you guys will consider what it is that I've said. You know what I mean? And if you're having trouble with your shadow self, we all have a shadow self. We all have that thing inside of us that makes us, try to beat us down for things that we've done in our past. Because what's past is past. You can't bring it back. You can't change it by worrying about it. All you can do is let it go. You don't want to keep feeding it. You don't want to keep feeding what's done is done. You don't want to feed it. You want to embrace it and you want to let it go. That's what you want to do. And that's another reason why I want to bring that, to you guys. A lot of us are under quarantine. We locked in the house, and you don't have nothing to do but reminisce on your past. Do you see what I'm saying? And beat yourself up about something that you feel, real bad about coming from your past. Do you see what I'm saying? But honey, you got to let that thing go or it will consume you. Okay, and so that's another reason why I want the video. You've been going through your own transformation, and I had to step away. I heard that, Jessica. That's all right. Thank you, Jessica. Sherry said, yes, please, Auntie. All I need is a glass of wine because you tell it like it is, and I enjoy it. Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys for joining me this morning. I'm a y'all beware of false oracles, okay? But if they can come to you with some good little info, just the type of info that I just gave to you, then you have to ask yourself why. Why are you calling yourself all of a sudden an oracle? And do you really know what that means? Can you hit the people with some healing info? Something that's going to help them? Or are you simply just saying it because you feel a way about Olivia, the Oracle Speaks? Okay, I'm just saying. And on that note, You stay safe too, Sherry. I'm gonna get out here, y'all. And I try to talk as fast as I could, because like I said, y'all know I'm cooking my dinner, and I don't want to hold y'all too long. But I did want to share it with you guys, because there are a lot of misleading entities on this site right here. Honey, you got to be careful. Okay, I'm just saying, you really do. And so yeah. Ciao. Bye, Mika. Thank you, Brandon. I'm gonna get off you guys. I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful week. Please hit that like button on your way out the door if you haven't. Hey, Strawberry One, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate you, Strawberry One. I ain't seen you in a while, girl. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you, Snazzy Girl. I appreciate all of you guys so much. And Jessica, and thanks for joining us again, Jessica. I seen you said you was been doing some transformation, and but thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it, Shirley. See you later. I'm gonna get off here, guys. This is the last time, I promise. Y'all know I'll be having a hard time letting go, child. You know, you had a baby boy, Snazzy Girl. Congratulations. I'm sorry, Strawberry One. I didn't even know you were pregnant. Oh my God! Congratulations. God bless you, baby. That is awesome. That is awesome. Wow. How old is your baby boy now? Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you. God is truly good. Honey, in the midst of all of this darkness and the global pandemic, you still see life springing forth. That is truly a blessing. That is all right. Thank you. 1 week. So he's 1 week. Oh, wow. You literally just had your son. Wow. Wow. Congratulations, love. That is absolutely a blessing, honey. Yes, it is. God bless you. That is. God bless you, your baby boy. Hey, Cloud, how you doing? You gonna catch the replay? Thank you, Cloud. I appreciate you. But anyway, guys, wow, Strawberry Ones, thanks for sharing that. That is awesome. You know, I love the babies, child. I wish I was there to spoil that baby girl. Yes, I do. I love me a baby. That's all right. Let me get off here, y'all. That's all right. That is wonderful. Oh my goodness, you more than welcome, Strawberry One. God bless you. Y'all be safe. You be safe with that baby. Be extra careful. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Be safe. Please consider what I've said. If you want to consider doing yourself some shadow work, just if you didn't write anything down, of course the video is gonna be downloaded. Feel free to listen to the replay. Grab yourself some of them items and do what I said do, and give yourself, permission to be happy. Do you see what I'm saying? And that, at the end of the day, that is all I want us to do, is give ourselves permission to be happy, to be joyful, to be filled with peace of mind. Do you see what I'm saying? To have some type of solitude, especially going through what the whole world is going through right now. A lot of us need that. You see so much trauma going on in this world right now, and it's because so many people have started embracing the shadow self or the lower self. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially as it pertains to this social media. And you can't think that you can get online and be nasty 24 hours a day, and get offline and be something different. No, you have embraced that, into your soul, and now you are exuding that in your everyday life. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. You should never do that. So anyway, that's all I got. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Once again, I love you guys. Watch your back. Watch your front, honey. Watch your sides. Because honey, child, they coming for you, child. And congratulations once again on Strawberry One on the birth of your son. Y'all know I'm partial to the boys, right? I just am. I can't help it. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.